Masters Wednesday evening because that was when I would like to go, and felt like I was going to at least go a couple of times with her to try and encourage her. And then she went and left. She went and joined another agency. So after visiting Toastmasters, I started to realize that this is a great opportunity for the value that it provides, or for the expense that's being asked. There is no better way to do it. I went to take action for her and ended up taking action for me. Mr. Topics.
Great, and welcome to our new guests. This Toastmasters meeting is kind of ongoing, and would you like to perhaps introduce yourselves and let us know if you're already members or just trying to find out about the club?
Oh, my name is Jill, and I'm just trying to find out about the club.
Well, welcome. Thanks for
Thank
coming.
you.
My name is Rachel, and this is my first time at a Toastmasters meeting, and I just wanted to come check it out and see what you guys are all about.
Great. Well, welcome. So we're having an extemporaneous speaking session, and people are speaking for 1 to 2 minutes. And that was our, we just had our first speaker, and now we're looking for 2 more. So who would like to jump in?
Thank you. I guess I'll introduce myself as well. My name is Encore, and just like Daryl, I'm also part of Matter Toastmasters. Now, interesting topic, take action. I, in fact, remember one day watching YouTube. Now, by a show of hands, how many of us watch YouTube on a daily basis? Okay, good. It's good to know that I'm not alone. In fact, I spend most of my time on YouTube, but that's a different topic. So I'm browsing YouTube, and on the related side tabs, there's this video which says World Championship Toastmasters 2014, Dhananjaya Hedirachi. And I click on that video, and I heard of Toastmasters before, but never really got into it. I mean, public speaking, who wants to do that, right? So I click on this video, and here's this guy being very simple, being very effective. He's funny, he's clever, he's witty, and just makes you feel good at the end of his speech. And before that, every speech that I've ever seen was just this guy using really eloquent words behind a podium, making gestures like this. Like, you don't know what to expect from him. So after that, I decided, why not give it a try? First thing I'll go over there, I'll check it out. I may not like it. But I went over there, and I ended up loving it. And I've been a member of that ever since. So, thank you so much.
All right. Well, really insightful. And how about somebody else?
Okay. All right, let's do this. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters.
Good afternoon.
I guess we're sharing a little bit about what Toastmasters have brought to us. My name is Matt Bouget. I'm a self-employed entrepreneur, and I came to Toastmasters a little over 2 years ago. So I was here for the last open house that we did here. I think I joined a little bit before that. And it's funny because you join Toastmasters and you think to yourself, I'm going to be great at public speaking, and you imagine yourself in front of a crowd of 1,000 people, and you know how you'll be able to command an audience and things of that nature. I honestly didn't know what to expect, but I've learned over the last couple of years there's all kinds of value in being a more effective speaker. Not only in front of large groups, but at my great uncle's funeral, I got up and I spoke, and someone says, "Wow, you spoke really well." I did it impromptu, and I think that I attribute being able to speak in front of people and communicate well directly to Toastmasters. Another byproduct of it, when you brought up YouTube, for my business, I make YouTube videos, and I have gone back and looked at pre-Toastmasters, during Toastmasters, after 1 year, and I got better at it. And I'm not speaking in front of anybody but a camera. And so Toastmasters has definitely improved my ability to speak in front of people, and no matter who you're talking to, if it's a group of engineers, if it's a group of healthcare professionals, Mark, if it's a group of entrepreneurs, practice makes you better. There's just no substitute for this right here. This getting in front of the podium and jumping out there. I'm still heart beating fast on the inside, but it's practice. I'm getting in my hours. Thanks.
That's great. We had our three table topic speakers, and we got a flavor of that portion of the meeting, and now I'd like to return control to the Toastmaster.
By a show of hands, how many of you have a dream, goal, or a vision that you want for your life? By a show of hands. Just do that. The comfort zone. That is where our dreams go to die. The comfort zone. I want you to think about that. Because life gets exciting when we get outside of the comfort zone. Do you remember back to that scenario I said about when you first started driving, and at first it was scary, but as you did it more, it became easier. One day, you're going to have to talk to somebody about your dream, goal, or vision. This is where it starts. We've said this before in our club meetings. See, I believe this is where we give our dreams a voice. Here. Right here. Every week. Over and over again. When we see LeBron James make that 20-foot shot from the outside, we go, wow. But what we don't see are the 300 shots he does in practice. That's what we do here. Every week. Every week. One rep at a time. We're only practicing. And that's what it's about. That's how we get the courage to talk to Bill Gates or someone in the elevator. The practice. That's how we do it. The next step of our meeting is the evaluation portion. And before I get to our evaluator, I just want you to think about this as our evaluator is evaluating our speaker. That the evaluation is not just for the speaker, friends. It's not just for the speaker. It's for me. It's for you. It's for you. It's for you. Because all of us are here on a journey to grow. All of us are here to become more effective. Everybody say effective. Effective. More effective communicators. So when you hear the things that our evaluator said, don't just look at him. No. Think about how that can help you in your speaking journey. That's what it's about. That's how we grow here at Toastmasters. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce our evaluator of the day, who was our club president, Miss Jen Barna. Let's give her a round of applause.
How's everyone doing? Are you having fun yet?
Yeah.
Okay, this is what we do every Wednesday. Every Wednesday at noon, we get together, we get inspired, we put ourselves out there, we learn, we stretch, we grow. And it's amazing. I would never have gotten up in front of a group of people 2 years ago. And I joined Toastmasters just about 3 years ago. And last year I was on a radio show. I'm speaking in front of groups of people in my business. I do workshops, and I would not have done it had I not overcome my fears of speaking, of gathering my thoughts here. I've met incredible people in an elevator, at a networking event, just passing in the street, because I'm not afraid to talk to somebody. I'm not afraid to voice myself. So, as Mark said, in evaluating a speaker, it generally is, we have this little nifty book, our Competent Communicator. We get 10 projects that we get to speak on, and they tell you exactly what you should be picking a topic and what you should be emphasizing in that topic. Jag, today, his topic was project number 6 on vocal variety. Now this is an interesting one because Jag's a very soft-spoken guy. He does great speeches, but he is soft-spoken. So this was going to push him to enhance his speaking voice, emphasize points, pause, create an effect for the listener. And so these were the things I was looking at today in his speech. This is how we do evaluations. We give him good points of what he did well. We give him improvement points, things that he can improve upon. And then we like to close with other things he did well. Kind of, we call it the sandwich effect. And that way we're leaving the person in a good place. And mind you, a lot of these things, you're going to notice maybe, if I didn't pick out some things, you might notice things because you do them. And so watching someone, listening to someone, paying attention to someone, often what we notice are things that we do ourselves. So it's a mirror, that's called a mirror effect. And those are going to be more prominent. And so let's get started. Jack, thank you very much for being our speaker today. I definitely always enjoy listening to you talk and speak. So a vocal variety. You started off well, you addressed our audience here. You got into the topic, why did you fire him? I was thinking, what does this mean? Where is this going to go? Right? You had very good structure. Your organization is always right on top. You tell a story. You like to tell a story. We understand, we get the setting, we get what is happening here. Your body language is always very natural. You are a very natural speaker. You address the left side of the room and the right side of the room, and you look very comfortable up here. Vocal variety. Now, we are in a different room. There is noises out there. So one thing I did notice was it took you a little bit to find that voice to speak. You were very soft, even sitting right here, your voice got so low. I wondered if the people in the back could hear you. Okay. You use pauses well. Pauses come instead of saying an or an up. And so you really tempered your pauses instead to gather your thoughts. So if you catch yourself saying or pause a lot, just pause. Now pause creates an effect. People, you stop talking and then, wait, what are you saying? It almost garners that to pay attention to you again. So very well. There was one word that you said, I don't exactly remember what I loved that you said, that you emphasized in the text message, why did you fire him? Or why did you fire him? Or why did you fire him? In a text message, you don't know exactly what that means. That was the whole point, right? So I love that you brought it to the fact that in communication, a text message, oftentimes, if you only go through a text message, it can be construed as miscommunication, taken the wrong way. How many times has that happened to you? Right? Very easy. What did you do? You picked up the phone. Said, I don't understand what you're saying. It was that easy, right? Tell me what you mean, then I can give you a proper answer. So that emphasis on the words helped bring why did you fire him to light. It gives a point of, oh, this was like part of your job. This was something that you were vested in time and effort and energy, and so the conclusion came really quickly. There was one quick couple sentences for the conclusion on the emphasis of how we communicate, on how it's important. I wish you would have gone a little bit longer into wrapping that up, kind of saying, you know, in this day and age, it's so easy to misconstrue miscommunication. People are so quick to jump to a conclusion, and that conclusion generally reflects what you think and not necessarily what the other person is trying to convey. So they're in the same point. Why you're able to effectively communicate, know how to communicate in short bursts. So Annette, you did a great job. Thank you so much. Right.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ms. Jan. If I can get the timers report from...
Am I doing everybody's? Or just...
Go for it.
Okay. Jag, his speech was 5 to 7 minutes, and he spoke 6 minutes and 21 seconds, so he was within the limits. Daryl, 1 to 2 minutes for table topics. You spoke 1 minute 41 seconds. Anquar spoke 1 minute 23 seconds, and Matt spoke 1 minute 43 seconds, so you were all within limit. Jen, evaluations were 2 to 3 minutes, and you were a little over. You're about 3:30, 3:40, so but otherwise, good. You're within limits today.
All right. You may have noticed that after everybody speaks, we clap. Why do you think we do that? What do you think we do? Support. We're we're trying to reinforce something positive, because many times when it comes to public speaking, we may have bad experiences. Make a long story short. Do you know there are only two fears that we were born with, and that's the fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. So this fear sometimes that we have of public speaking is something that we've been taught. So what we do with Toastmasters is we try to overcome that teaching we've had early on, that fear we've had early on, to get more comfortable when we're up here. Now, we had 3 phases of our meeting today. We had a speaker, we had table topics, and we had an evaluation. I want someone to tell me what part was their favorite for today, and why. And I want you to remember this. What's our theme for today? It's about taking action. This is what it's about. It's about when you get up and make your voice known. That's really what it's about. So what was your favorite part of the meeting? Anybody? Yes.
I really enjoyed table topics as a whole because we may not know it may not be apparent, but most of what the speaking we do in daily conversation is, in fact, either impromptu or extemporaneous. So by practicing for table topics, you're doing that just by default.
Excellent. I'll be honest with you. Our VP of Membership, Ms. Tracy Hinojosa, got me to understand that, because that's one of the reasons that she joined was the impromptu speaking. And I didn't realize how important that was. Again, when you're meeting someone, you know, having the confidence to go over to someone and say, hey, my name is Mark Thompson, how are you today? You look like somebody I should know. And bring that conversation to fruition, somebody you want to meet. Those impromptu skills are very important. Any other thoughts on the 3 phases of our meeting for today? Speaker, yes, your name is?
Hi, my name is Michelle, and I work here at the Office of Special Trustee. And my favorite also was table talks. Because it just gets you thinking, like if you want to jump up there and talk and say something. So it helps to, have you fast thinking and thinking about what your response is. But also, one of the things, I came here kind of like he did about looking for somebody else to come to this class.
Oh.
Now I realized that I would benefit a lot from the class, but I also have to practice listening as well, because I don't want to be anticipating what I'm going to say and not hear what the other person is saying, and I do that sometimes.
Great job. Anybody else? Yes, your name and...
Hello, my name is Jamie Higgins, and I'm a guest, and I would say my favorite part actually was the evaluation.
Oh, okay.
Being able to give criticism in such a positive way that it's a sandwich is good, and also being able to craft how you provide that feedback to where it improves somebody else. That's very encouraging.
Why do you think we do it in the sandwich, generally in a sandwich style?
Because you remember what's at the end.
Yeah, well, that's a thought. But it kind of starts with something good, and then that area of improvement. See, I think every evaluation has to have some nugget of improvement. So you can go, you know what, I can grow and be better the next time around.